I told you yesterday about the South by Southwest controversy. Two panels generally covering harassment in gaming were canceled by the event organizers because of threats of violence. In other words, two panels that were to address harassment were canceled because of harassment. But the decision is turning out to be pretty controversial. Todd Martins writes about gaming for the Los Angeles Times and joins us to talk about it. Welcome to Tech News Today, Todd.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. Now, can you review for us what Gamergate is and how this whole issue relates to Gamergate?
That's a tricky question. Gamergate is sort of, I guess to put it kindly, is, I guess, a culture war. It started in summer of 2014 in response to, sort of serious criticism of games. A lot of people questioning whether games are diverse enough, both in their characters and in who's making them. And a small subsect of the internet sort of rose up and it's sort of a fear that sort of serious criticism of games is going to lead to a political correctness, whitewashing or like over of the medium.
Yeah, Greg, Todd, who is that small section of the internets, and what are they saying and doing about all this?
Well, basically the way they're handling it is just by harassing people who criticize games or people who speak intellectually about the medium. Unfortunately, they pretty much target women only. I've written about Gamergate for a year and a half now, and I've faced no criticism. I've faced no serious attacks. I know friends of mine, that's not the case. They're scared to simply speak out for good reason. People like, women like Anita Sarkeesian, well-known culture critic. She's been faced numerous death threats. She travels with, she has to travel with security and bodyguards now. Anywhere she appears, there's bomb threats, and so it's pretty offensive.
Now, for those of you watching the video version and wondering why Todd's video is smoothly panning occasionally, it's because, and correct me if I'm wrong, Todd, but he is using Xbox. He's using Skype with an Xbox, and that's a feature of Skype with an Xbox, which is it automatically pans, zooms, and so on to optimize the feed. It looks really cool, actually.
That is correct. I'm trying to sit as still as possible.
Yeah, no, it's a great feature, and I believe you're the first person to use it on this show, so that's it looks really cool. So, okay, so what is critics are planning to boycott or threatening to boycott BuzzFeed, Brianna Wu, for example, Vox Media. What is South by Southwest doing in response to the threats of boycotting and to the controversy? I can't say controversy today.
Well, South by Southwest kind of made a mistake in that they booked two of these panels. One of these panels actually had a number of people who are sort of sympathetic to the Gamergate cause, I guess would be a way to put it. And so once that sort of happened, there's not really two sides to the story. There's, harassment, and then there's people who are being harassed and victims. So they were going to have people who are sympathetic to Gamergate on the panels. So I'm probably sounding Gamergate gets confusing trying to talk about it, but so they canceled both panels, and right now they're talking with law enforcement, looking at ways to sort of reinstate perhaps some of the panels. There's been rumors that they're going to do an all day dedicated to online harassment. I don't have that confirmed. I haven't spoken to anyone at South by about that. So, but in South by's defense, last year they did do a number of panels that did address harassment in the gaming industry. They screened GTFO, which is a documentary about harassment in the gaming industry. And they had an entire panel dedicated to difficulties women face in the gaming industry.